So I invite each person present in this sanctuary and on live streaming to feel into the sounds. Is there the sound of a fan? Is there sound outside? Is there sound inside? Is there the sound of your breath? Or is there silence? Is there a sound to the beating of your heart? Or is there silence? Is there a sound to your thoughts? Or is there silence? And can we find the depth of silence? Even within the sounds of life. We can hear the flapping of a young robin's wings as it takes flight from its nest. For the very first time. We can even hear if we listen into the sounds of the wind. The sounds of a winter wind. In which snowflakes gently drift and ride and float on that wind. the silence of a snowflake. The silence of a snowflake in the presence of the sound of a winter wind. Are we the winter wind? Are we the drifting snowflake? Are we the sound of the wind? Or the silence of the snowflake? Or are perhaps the wind and the snowflake the silence and the sound as one. Is that spring breeze that ushers in the warmth of a new season, the beginning budding of the blossoming of the leaves on the tree. Of the bud on the rose. Of the birth of new life. Of that resonance of the presence of eternity. That presence of the winter wind, the presence of the springtime breeze, the presence of a snowflake. As one with the blossoming of the leaves on the tree. All one. All good. All present. And as we move into the summertime, that draft of warm air, that draft of warm air on which the butterflies take flight. They are uplifted in the rise of that temperature. In the rise of that stream of air, which becomes as one with that stream of consciousness. That stream of consciousness, ever present. Ever the silence within the sound. Ever the snowflake. Ever the leaf. Ever the butterfly. Ever one. Ever present. Ever alive. And as we move from the drifting of that snowflake with which you are one, as we presence ourselves with the budding of that leaf on that limb, as we take flight on the summer stream of consciousness of that butterfly, which was a small cocoon which gave way to the bigness of flight, and we allow that butterfly to flight us into fall, to flight us into the flight of the birds in the sky. All one, all ever present, all good, all knowing, all eternal. The life of that snowflake, the life of that leaf, the life of that butterfly, the life of the flocks of birds in the sky riding that cosmic stream of consciousness, riding that awareness, riding their intuition, riding their knowingness. Riding their knowingness of the change of seasons. A change of seasons to follow that sun, to follow the warmth of that sun, to follow the light of that sun, to glow in that sun, to shimmer in that sun, to shine in that sun. And now we are one with that shimmering light on the flight of the flock of birds. We're one with that shimmering light that guides us, that shimmering light that is ever present, that shimmering light that reaches out and embraces us and surrounds us and cocoons us and births us. Oh, what a remarkable presence of life. The raindrop that becomes a snowflake, that becomes the trickle of a stream, which becomes the flow of a river, which becomes the oneness of the ocean of the worlds. The oneness of the oceans of the world. Which reflects that snowflake, which reflects the dormancy of the limb of a tree giving birth to new life, the life of that leaf. As that leaf enters fall and sets itself free to drift on the wind into eternity, its presence here now done, its beauty expressed, its life eternal. It moves from budding to blossoming, to the beauty of traveling, the beauty of floating free, the beauty of transitioning into new life. The renewal of life, the ever-presence of life. That leaf now becomes radiant in the glow of that light, the glow of that sunlight, the glow of the sunrise, its last sunrise on earth, as that sunrise becomes one with the sunset. And that dawning light of sunset bathes that leaf in that glow of eternity, in that glow of transition, in that glow of knowing all is well all the time. All is well all the time. All is well, all the time. All is well in the seasons of our soul. Can you hear the sounds of your soul? Can you hear the sounds of your soul? Can you hear the sounds of your soul? Can you hear the silence of your soul? is the silence of your soul. Beyond the sounds of this world, is the silence of your soul. As one with the silence, of eternity. Is the silence of your soul. As one with the rising and the setting of the sun. Is the silence of your soul. As one with the rays of the light of that sun. Is your soul. As one with the light of the stars. Is your soul as one with the light of the sun and the moon and the all of eternity? Is your soul one with the light of the all of creation? The all of creation of the sounds of this world and the silence of our soul as one. Is your soul as one with the ever-presence of life, the budding, the blossoming, the flowering of the rose, the cocoon of the butterfly opening to the blossoming of a beauty it did not know of, yet was ever present in the soul, in the knowingness, in the pattern, in the perfection, in the purpose, in the plan, in the process of that butterfly becoming a butterfly. There was silence, and there was sound, and there was light, and there was glory, and there was goodness, and there was the ever-present creation of as in heaven, as so on earth. No separation. Only unity. Only clarity. Only the reality of the sound and the silence of our soul. As one with the sounds and the silence of our breath which breathes us. I invite us to return to that sound of the breath. And within the sound of our breath, can you find the silence of the breath of eternity? Or can you allow the silence to find you? In the sound of the beating of our hearts, can you hear it? Can you feel it? Can you be with that ever-presence of life? And if you can feel it, and if you can hear it, and if you can be with that ever-presence of life, can you find the silence of your soul and the ever-presence of the beating of your heart? Can you find the silence of the sanctuary of your soul? And allow the silence of the sanctuary of your soul to become the silence of this world. The silence of this world in which we can hear a snowflake drift, in which we can hear the budding and the blossoming of a leaf on the limb of a tree, in which we can hear the silence of a butterfly carrying us from the summer wind to the fall breeze, the silence of winter and spring and summer and fall as one with the eternity of the life of the soul within us. I invite us to take a moment and to come back into the presence of this moment, the presence of the sounds and the silence, the presence of the blossoming and the budding and the drifting. And for a moment, be present with the snowflake and the leaf and the birds in the sky that become a silver speck of light, that become the light of the eternity of creation. Silence and sound, love and light. That is the gift of our life as one with God's life, right here and right now.